What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing? This is the Anger Management Podcast. We are back this week. We've been gone. I was on vacation, so brother needed to go ahead and clear up his mind. But I'm here with my brothers. You know how we like to do. I like to check up and see how my friends are doing. So we're going to start off with my brother Chip right here. Chip, man, how you doing, man?
I'm all right. I'm breathing.
You breathing? Yeah, heavy. Hey, and Funny Bone, my man Albert, bro, how you doing?
Explain what you just said.
It sounded like he couldn't wait. Like,
So
he was
y'all
like,
know-
I got to say something about him.
Because yo, he been on me the whole show before the show even started. So, but nonetheless, I'm glad you're doing all right, Chip,
I didn't
man.
say nothing about
You
you.
lies. Don't lie to these people,
I
man.
didn't say nothing about you, Pickle.
Yeah, green is for the money. No, let me stop. All right, yo, but Funny Bone, brother, how you doing this weekend?
Man, I'm doing well, but man, you are G'd up. Man,
Hey,
I'm
listen,
talking about Bro, boy, you look like you just left a repast, bro.
I left a funeral.
You look good, bro.
I left a funeral. Yeah,
You
I'll
look
be
good,
that.
man.
I'll be that. Thank you, man.
You
Thank
look good,
and,
man.
What about you, Ernest? How you doing, man?
Hey, man, I'm doing good, man. Glad to be back together again.
Yeah, man. We're gonna have to link up because we haven't gone to dinner and fellowship in a while.
you know we
I'm
like
gonna
to
set
eat.
that. Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
We like to
And
eat.
then
Yeah,
to
for
our
the looks
engineer
of it,
that's over
it's-
there in the back, man. How you doing back there, man? Ed?
Always the same. Happy,
Favorite.
high yellow, and highly favored.
Yeah, all right.
Light skin.
Yeah, and to the ones that's in the chat right now, I want to give a shout out to Anthony and Latanya. How y'all doing, man? Y'all do us a favor, go ahead and share, man. You know how we like to do. It's easy to share. You know, it's something that's free to do. Help us out to get more people to kick it with us so they can understand what men go through, specifically men. All right. So for all y'all that don't know, today's topic is based off of what loving someone or loving without losing yourself. You know what I mean? It's basically maintaining your emotional well-being in relationships, setting healthy boundaries, and staying grounded. You know, I had to come to the conclusion that when I was with the other, I realized that my
With the
emotion.
other?
Yeah,
You
listen.
were with a man? What you mean? I'm lost. You say other. I don't know.
Bro.
I got you, bro. Go ahead.
Thank you. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I realized that I was on an emotional roller coaster. You know what I'm saying? I was emotionally flooded a lot of times. You know what I mean? And I didn't really understand how to deal with those said emotions, especially when you love somebody. You know what I mean? You're not trying to intentionally hurt nobody. You know what I mean? But then when you started going through therapy, I started realizing, man, listen, I don't think I'm regulating my emotions very well. You know what I mean? So I wanted to get y'all point on that. Like how can, like, how have you all changed who you are to keep a relationship, and what did it cost you emotionally?
I thought about that on the way to church this morning, and my thoughts was, the question would be, is it really love? Because if you're losing yourself because you're trying to show someone else love, is it really love? Because that person's supposed to be able to take you the way you are. You shouldn't have to change
Right, bro.
what you enjoy doing.
Okay.
I'm looking at it from my standpoint of view, because I've always been a part of sports, but I stopped doing some of the things that I enjoyed doing just to please my wife. And in all reality, I lost myself, because sometimes that's your only outlet. If that's what you enjoy doing and you take that away from someone, what do they have to go to?
Yeah, that's true.
See, now that is true. See,
That's just like we all be on stage making jokes and stuff like that. What if you got involved with someone, they say, hey, I want you to stop doing comedy?
Right.
But that's therapy for us. You know, my pastor always said, you know, laughter is good for the soul. And Bishop even said it before y'all got on stage back in April. Laughter is like medicine to some people. You never know what someone is going through in a span of a day. You never know what that laugh may do for them, even if it's just for one moment. But if you're telling me I got to stop making somebody laugh, I got to stop being myself, you lose yourself.
See, listen, when I started coming to the conclusion, like, you start really playing a lot of things out. You know what I'm saying? You become clear-minded. You know, you go through divorce. It kind of shines a light back on you as to all the things that you kind of was putting up with, right? And then you started realizing that your ideal of love was based off of what you can do. You know, one situation came to mind is when I had blew the engine in the car. Now it was 3 cars, right? But the first car,
Was it the engine or the tranny?
no, it was the tranny. You gotta use the proper words, man. You know what I'm saying? Use the right words,
transgender car,
right? You're right. No, it's like I blew the engine in the car. It was hurricane. I drove the Dodge through some water, and she didn't talk to me for like 4 days.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna understand you being upset, but it's a vehicle, right?
Yeah.
So you didn't talk to me for 4 days, and then you go on a trip with your sister. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It hurt you that bad that you needed to get away from me.
Yeah.
Right? The only way I felt like I could make that up
Right.
was to, you know what I'm saying, what could I do? And I was like, okay, we'll just replace the car. So when I did that, now you're happy again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, now it's like I'm finding out like my love was really transactional, and it was based off of what I could do. You know what I mean? And when I wasn't able to continuously do that, I would go on a downslope, hit a state of depression, and then now me being in a state of depression is also my fault.
Absolutely.
And I can't regulate things.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and man, to add to it, man, I'll say this, that there's a difference between being seen and being chosen. Sometimes we confuse ourselves with being liked and being loved. It brings a confusion of being noticed and being valued. When you being seen, there's so much have to go into it. That's why a lot of times, if you ever notice, when you see couples that goes trying to be seen, they gotta post everything they doing and all this because there's so much I have to put into it. You see what I'm saying? But being seen, really, you really losing yourself, because if you're chosen, then that means that this is what it is. You see what I'm saying? This is who I am. You know what I'm saying? This is what you're gonna get. But if you're doing something to be seen, it causes confusion, and a lot of people really don't realize a lot of us are in seen relationships. A lot of us, in seen situations that, and you can always tell when people hop on being seen, because they talk about price tag stuff more than priceless stuff. My dad, man, he asked me before, he said, man, what was your beef with me? He said, because I brought you so much stuff, right? I said, you did, but I don't even remember when we played catch outside with the football.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And when people focus on being seen so much, there's so much that they try to put into it. You know what I'm saying? And you can really lose yourself in a seen relationship. You see what I'm saying? And sometimes we could be in seen relationships and we don't even know it. You know what I'm saying? We don't even know we in seen relationships. We thinking we, this you, me, this here, whatever, the whole nine. And one thing I'll tell anybody to question if they are in a seen relationship, if you take everything on the scene from the table and take it off that table, will you still have a seat at that table? And they'll let you know that you are in a seen relationship. You got people in people's lives for money, trauma bonds, older people, boy, they looking for men with their red, white, and blue tie, red, white, and blue ties. I ain't lying. I'm being 100 with you now. You see what I'm saying? On scene. It ain't no chosen. It's seen. And that's the thing. And so when you find yourself being seen, you're going to lose yourself. You see what I'm saying? But if I'm chosen, how can I lose myself? And you choose me. You choose who I am. You know everything about me. You know about my sleep apnea machine. You know everything that's wrong with me. But if I hop on scene, I'm going to eventually lose myself because I'm going to go bankrupt. You see what I'm saying? On keep trying to prove myself to you. And that's the thing right there that I tell anybody. It's a difference between being seen and being chosen. If you're being seen, you're going to lose yourself after a while.
And that bankrupt thing, I like that because bankrupt doesn't necessarily mean financial.
No, it doesn't.
Bankrupt for
That's
me,
right.
in a sense, never
right.
really equate to finances as much as it did emotion. I didn't realize how emotionally, I was empty. I didn't realize
right.
how emotionally depleted I was just trying
right.
to make you happy. I was like, okay, well, there's certain things that I wanted to do, and here's the thing. I'm more focused on it now. Starting a restaurant, you know what I mean? Getting ready to do the comedy club, dealing with the house, and But the thing is that I wanted to do the restaurant back when I was working as a chef for Chartwell's.
Oh,
And see, that's the thing. And that's why we say
that's why he got on green.
you got to be. That's what I say. They got to be a supportive system.
Right.
They got to support you when they walk in. They already know the things. If y'all sat down and talk at the table and say, "Hey, this is the things I like to do," they supposed to be supportive of those things.
But see, at what point does because I was listening to a pastor and it says 2 masters when they get together will have a horrible relationship, but 2 slaves when they get together, their relationship will be beautiful because they're too busy trying to serve one another. At what point, when you're in a relationship, you realize that you're not being served? If you're telling the person this is what I want to do, and there is no assistance with it, you know what I mean? Like for an example, I use this right. The young lady I'm talking to now, you know what I'm saying? She's not feeling well, you know. So I'm not gonna have you knowing that you got to cut up some things for a party, let you do it by yourself, and I know you're not feeling
Right.
well. So in my eyes, it's like, okay, well, let me go over here and assist you with that. That's me being of service, me serving you
Right.
in a way, so that way it'll give you some help in the area of doing that. If I tell a woman my dreams, listen, this is what I want to do. I want to start this restaurant, and you tell me what do you know about starting a restaurant, instead of being like, okay, well, let me. What do you need of me to be able to help you do this?
That's right.
That-
You know
that-
what I mean?
that's what it has to
it's
be.
different, because I mean, even those words would destroy a man who has a dream of doing
Oh,
that.
absolutely,
And
hands
that-
down.
And for whatever reason, people just don't seem to understand.
Hands down.
And
Hands
see,
down.
what happens is men go into shells.
We do.
They go into shells. They're shut down. I mean, I tell people all the time, when you think about it, we talk about time. Time is something you can't get back once it's gone. I mean, and people don't understand that there's a difference between quantity and quality. When you having quality time, it doesn't matter what you're doing or how long you're with that person, because it's special, it's quality. But you just throwing me out there and just putting a whole bunch, spending time with me, and we ain't doing nothing, or you ain't showing me no affection. That's not quality time. That's you putting in time just to be around me. But that's not helping.
Yeah.
You have to be able. If they're not building you up,
true.
then they're tearing you down.
But yeah, and but it still goes back to being seen and being chosen. I'm gonna tell you why I say that. Because when you're being seen, after a while, you're not gonna have room for error. When you've been chosen, you're gonna be able to grow into what the person believes that you're gonna be. Like who you are, if you chosen, you're not nowhere near the person will want you to be, but there's room to grow. When you're being seen, after a while, it gets to a point that my compliments start becoming complaints. And that's the thing right there that a lot of people don't realize. Like I tell people all the time, even inside my family, we was taught how to run 100-yard dash in relationships. We wasn't taught how to run a marathon. Now listen, you know, we'll give you a good 5 years. You know what I mean? we gonna take it to the fair thing, polo shirt after that. A couple years wear off, we falling apart. You see what I'm saying? Because we wasn't really taught to how to run a full marathon with somebody. You see what I'm saying? How do I run a full marathon? And the only way you can really run a full marathon is to choose. Have somebody that's the chosen. You see what I'm saying? Because that's the particular person right there that can allow you time to grow. You see what I'm saying?
But see, even with that, just to piggyback off of what you're saying, that the whole idea of love is no longer a feeling. I think this whole idea now that's destroying relationships is the I'm choosing me era, especially if you're married. Oh, I'm choosing me. I'd be like, but you got to realize that most men sacrifice everything to make sure that the family's together. So a man never really chooses himself at all unless he's a selfish man.
He's
Right.
the last person that you think about, and I'm gonna tell you that for a fight. My cousin been harping on me for the longest. He say, "You're retired. You do everything for everybody. When are you gonna do something for yourself?" And it's sad to say he made a comment to me. He got me about 6 years, but he said, "You know what? We grew up like brothers. We used to do everything together like brothers." He said, "But what have we done together since we've been grown?" Now, don't get me wrong. I've been in the military 27 years, but he is actually right. I've had time and just haven't made the time. So I just said to myself that I'm going to make time this year to do that, because I owe that to him. I owe it to myself, because I don't have to work, but I be doing so much for everybody that I done lost myself.
I say I can understand that, see, because I'm a generous person. You know what I mean? But if it came down to it, if you need something, even though I give Chip a hard time, Chip if he asks me, like even recently he wanted chicken and fries, right? And I was like, man, I'm not about to get you no chicken and fries. And I know he was pouting at the desk, but I went back there and was like, yeah, let me get 2 orders of the chicken and fries. But no, I'm just saying, it's just because that's the relationship that me and Chip got, right? But at the end of the day, it's about the fact that if you love somebody, you got to have some type of grace. I was listening to my bishop. My bishop was saying that it's cool to be in a relationship, but you're not necessarily, you don't have to be in a relationship if you're being abused on, being beat on, being hands put on you. You know what I mean? So you don't have to sit there for that. Now, they say mental or emotional abuse
Can be just as damaging.
It can be just as damaging.
It can be.
And but there's some grace there. You know what I'm saying? If you love the person, there should be
That's
some grace
right,
there.
that's right.
Because listen, I can say now, like openly, that I was not as empathetic as I could have been. And I stand 10 toes on
Right,
it. I was very harsh with the words after I speak my truth. It had no compassion in it. It just it is what it is. This is how I'm saying it. If you don't like it, suck it up, buttercup. That's what it is. You know what I mean? And I was wrong for that. You know what I mean? And so many years of having to deal with that. But you would think that there would be that the actions that I've showed as far as how I loved you will be good enough. But at the end of the day, whatever hurt that a person receives, it's my responsibility to then focus on the pain that I caused and issue out a forgiveness.
That's right.
For them. You know what I mean?
That's
like,
right.
okay, listen, I don't want to go backwards.
Right,
I don't
absolutely.
want to change anything that has occurred. It is what it is.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
Right.
I am sorry
Yeah,
for
right.
the things that I've caused and how you felt
Right.
as the person that I was.
Right.
Unfortunately, you didn't stay for the person that I am. You know, and
Yeah.
then the same thing about you, about putting yourself last. Like I didn't, when it came down to vehicles and even his house, you know what I mean? I was like, listen, I don't care what you do with the house. Just let me get one little room in the corner. You can do whatever else you want. You know what I'm saying? When you say the man is the last person, you're absolutely right. She got the best cars, and I always drove the worst
That's
ones.
right.
You know?
Yeah.
So, but I'm thinking that that's what a man
Yeah.
is supposed to do. And at the end of the day, when I started going through therapy, started going back to church,
Right.
and realized that there's 3 areas to it.
Right, absolutely.
There's the man that you be with God, and then there's your purpose.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
focus on that. And then your woman comes after that. Never, ever sway from your purpose.
No
You know what I
question.
mean? At the end of the day.
But let me say this though real quick. I think it's challenging too in the African American culture because a lot of us we wrestle with being chosen because of we live off of seeing so much that people, if you ask an average black person what is your definition of blessed, they'll probably say monetary gain. The couple that's the power couple in the church, those are the ones that got the big car or whatever, the whole nine. So we operating off scene. You see what I'm saying? So being that, we're geared on operating off scene, believe it or not. Yeah, we'll wrestle. No, I chose so-and-so. It's seen somewhere inside of there. You see what I'm saying? Because the reason why I know it's seen somewhere inside of there, because when you choose somebody, there's so much room to grow. Jesus was already chosen when he came out. You don't think he made a lot of mistakes when he was a child? You don't think he got whoopings the whole nine?
He was still a kid.
You
Even though
still
he
was
was
kid.
God,
Yeah,
he
you see what I'm
'cause
saying?
he didn't know who he was until-
Absolutely. But at the same time, when you chosen, I'm going to give you room. And people ask me all the time, they say, bro, why you don't have that many friends? I said, you know why? Because I don't know nobody that's going to allow me to mess up. You see what I'm saying? And that's real talk.
And not be judgmental.
And not be judgmental. You see what I'm saying? See, because when you operate on scene, I'm going to already fail you. You see what I'm saying? And one thing I really learned about love, you can always tell what love really is when a person can cuss you out and not say one cuss word.
Or accept you for who you are. Now, the
That's
one
real.
thing I'm gonna piggyback off of what you said, because I done been where you're at, and I'll be there sometime now. Because my saying was, I am who I am, and I don't care how I come out. If you don't like it, you don't like it.
Right.
But the thought is that comes from sometimes being frustrated with doing everything and not being appreciated about it. When you feel like you're being tolerated instead of appreciated, or they only appreciate you when it benefits them, that's a big problem. And that will make you lash out. It will cause you to be frustrated because you're doing everything up under the sun for everybody. except yourself because you're the last one on the list.
Right. That's good. That's good.
And that's what happens sometimes.
yeah.
Yeah, I think, and that goes back again. A lot of stuff we live for what we was taught,
Right.
and we never did know. Who know? Back then, you don't know the definition of love. You don't know what love is. You don't know love. You think, oh yeah, we in love.
Yeah.
Just by saying it.
Well, see,
Yeah.
we
But
know
you don't know
love.
what it. You
Right.
don't know
Yeah.
what it takes.
Yeah.
And
Or it
that's the
entails.
important that
Yeah.
you
Look,
love yourself
First,
fully.
you're right. You gotta
Look,
love yourself
fully.
first.
Fully until you love somebody
Promise,
else.
yeah.
Bring somebody else until you already love yourself.
Yeah. Right.
So now you bringing somebody into your world
Yeah.
that's going, oh yeah, you love yourself. So
But yeah.
therefore, even with your dream, you wouldn't have put it in her hand.
That's right.
Well,
Yeah.
You would have been, oh, you know what? I'm gonna get a restaurant, and when she down at you, if you say, oh yeah, you ain't getting no restaurant, you would have. Oh, okay.
But
I don't
it-
need to be with you.
Y'all don't
Yeah.
know my barber, but I'm gonna
Yeah.
give you a true story
Yeah.
about
Go.
my barber. If he watching, he'll know. He shared the story with us one time, and it made me think about Steve Harvey. When Steve Harvey said that his son went to school, and they was in the classroom. The teacher said, "Hey, what you want to be when you grow up?" Everybody putting doctors, lawyers, psychiatrists, firemen, all this and that.
Steve Harvey,
Steve Harvey put on there, "I want to be a comedian," and he say, the teacher called his mama, and his mama say, "What you put on that paper?" She asked me what I wanted to be when I grow up. I told her comedian. She said, "What did your daddy get home?" He say he just knew he was gonna get it. He said when the daddy came home, he went upstairs, talked to him, took him in the room. He said, "Well, son, what happened?" He said, "The teacher asked me what I wanted to be when I grow up." He said, "I want to be a comedian." He said, "Well, what I want you to do," he said, "you write on a piece of paper what you think she want to see, and you take that piece of paper that you wrote the comedian on, and you put it in your top drawer so you can see it every day, because you don't want nobody to be a dream killer." And what happens with that is, my barber said that when he decided he wanted to get his own business doing barbering, he had to hide it from his wife because she was a dream killer. She wasn't supporting it. She wasn't trying to hear it. He said, "But now my business is booming, and guess what? She loving it now. But in the beginning, she wasn't in agreement with it."
I'm
So-
not finna lie.
So the thought, he didn't lie. He just kept it from her because my
It's
thought
still
said
lying. I'm saying for is I shouldn't have to.
he
keep
shouldn't. You
nothing.
shouldn't have to keep anything
Yeah.
from her. But the thought is, that's all it is. Sometimes that's why we say we can't share everything with everybody because
Okay.
you got dream killers out there that ain't gonna
See,
support
but
it.
even the same thing with what was it, the Pursuit of Happiness, when
Right.
Will Smith was talking to his son. He was like, "Listen, don't let nobody else destroy your dream." And then he said, "Including me."
Right.
So that means that it's even in your family that the people don't have what you have to build your dream up. But you would think that your helpmeet.
Oh well, listen to the
You
family.
see what you just said. That's a key word.
Look how you were raised. Now every story ain't like that. How many parents say, "Oh, I want to be a police"? How many parents say, "Well, what you gonna do to be a police? How I'm gonna help you get there?"
Right.
They don't say that. First off, a police,
Right.
That ain't that's just a dream killer right there.
Yeah, it is.
But how many? And it's in the household, especially amongst black parents. A lot. Oh yeah, you ain't gonna be that. You ain't gonna be no doctor.
Yeah,
You ain't gonna be no lawyer.
And the reason why, man, I'm real high on seen and chosen because sometimes you got to tell them yourself. And I grew up on being seen. That's why I ain't on social media. I used to whoop my kids seriously if they brag, if I brought them something, because if my dad, man, I came from money, and so we use that. And of course, I know what you've been through as well. That I don't like talking about outside stuff. Like if I ask you how you doing, I ask you how you doing twice. You know what I'm saying? How you doing? No, how you doing? You know what I'm saying? Because how you doing is on the inside, the second one. And one of the things that showed me about if you operate on scene, you will lose, is when I watched Coming to America and did a full discovery on it. When Prince Akeem came to Queens, he came to Queens to choose somebody. His dad seen somebody that was gonna do whatever he wanted. But when he came to Queens, he wanted to meet somebody to think he was a goat herder. Because he wanted somebody to love him for himself. See, what we do is we show, hey, I work here, I got it. Well, how you know that person is with you for you? Or she with you for your money? You see what I'm saying? He wanted Lisa to think he was a goat herder. He got mad at Simi when he dressed up the apartment, didn't he? Because he didn't want Lisa to see that. Because he wanted to make sure
That she
I
was there
was
for him.
choosing the right person who loved me for me.
Right.
And sometimes we wrestle so much because of simple fights. We have to throw out accolades and all this stuff here. Okay, well, what if you ain't have that? Would you still have the person? And so it showed you a difference between being seen and being chosen, because he wanted to choose his bride. But by me choosing my bride, I want to choose her with her not knowing who I am. You see what I'm saying? Because that's going to help me to see that she going to love me for me. And
You're
that's
right.
real. And when you have somebody to love you for you, it'll give you a chance to be childish. It'll give you chances to make mistakes
Have
and
fun.
all of the have
chance to have
fun,
fun and just be
all
you.
that.
And
To,
you won't
to,
lose yourself.
You ain't
to
walking on
just be you,
eggshells.
and you won't lose yourself. You see, his dad was so much on the being seen thing the whole nine, the girl barking like a dog and all that. He
told
ain't
you
want he ain't want no parts of that. I want to be able to, but here's the thing. Then he chose somebody that didn't mind getting in his behind. Didn't mind checking him, but still respecting him for who he is or whatever. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, because
So
that was secondary to her. 'Cause
Bingo.
I
That
know
didn't
who you
mean-
was, but now you're this. Okay, don't think that just because you
Come
that,
on. You
that
see
this
what I'm
part
saying?
Don't, you know what I mean?
absolutely. So it's a total different, and then I wrestled with it my whole life when I was coming up as a little boy, because my dad obviously he owned a mortuary, and we operate on scenes so much that it used to make me mad. You see what I'm saying? When I go to church and hear people talk about what everybody got, no man, tell me how you feel, doc. You see what I'm saying? Because the last time I checked, people in the hood, they do not kill themselves. They'll kill you, but we don't commit suicide. People in Hollywood kill themselves, which simply means that you could be seen all day long and still ain't happy. You see what I'm saying? So I wanted to really find out how can we find somebody that we can choose. You see what I'm saying? And that's real.
We put on a mask
Oh yeah.
for so long.
Yeah, we dress it up.
That we saw
Yeah.
believing in the
Williams.
mask.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know,
Robert Williams,
yeah,
yeah.
You know, we
You know
put
what
on
I'm
a mask for so long till
Yeah, dress it up.
we dress things up real good.
dress it up.
But don't nobody know what we go through behind them closed doors.
And it's
No,
simple because all a man want to do is be himself.
That's it.
Right.
All, without getting judged.
That's it.
all.
That's
I
it.
know. Just be yourself.
That's it.
Oh, you saw me do that. That's all.
just be you. I mean, we want to just be ourselves
That's
and
real.
be free
That's
Yeah.
it.
to make the mistakes. I think I
That's
don't know
it.
which one of y'all
That's
said
it.
it, but
Yeah.
the past Sunday on April 12th, I was at the Riverwalk Sunday morning, crying my eyes out because I was thinking about my grandmother. And people don't see that, and sometimes people don't understand that. But you want to be able to let your hair down without being
Well,
judged.
sometimes you need a moment.
Yeah.
Even Jesus
Yeah.
left
Yeah,
everybody
right.
and went by
You know?
himself.
Yeah.
So,
Right on.
You
right
you
on.
need that,
Yeah, bro.
you know. And then also you again, like with what we're doing now, you need brothers that we could talk to without being judged.
Well, I commend all of y'all, honestly, because this is a public platform. And we
Facts.
always, I mean, me personally, I'm transparent. I'm so transparent at a fault that I think it's detrimental at times.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you know who I am. You know what I mean? Whether you like me or you don't like me because of what I've said or what I didn't say, you can't say, well, I didn't know him.
Yeah.
Right.
Because that's exactly, okay, that's what I see. You know what I mean? But here's another question. Like, what boundaries do you need to set to protect your peace without pushing people away? You know? I think for me, honestly, my boundary is that ability to be able to come home. You know what I mean? I have everything that I need here. You know what I mean? I don't mind picking up the phone, talking to you. I'm not a long talker. You know what I mean? I'm not to be on the phone, hanging on. You know what I'm saying? I like to listen to my music and stuff like that. But if anybody who I feel that is close to me calls me, I'm gonna pick up the phone. I'm gonna call you right back. I'm gonna send you like a message. If I didn't return the call or whatnot, because something wouldn't happen with my phone or something like that. But since Funny Bone,
Get
I
him.
was gonna say something.
Get him.
Yeah. since Funny Bone was like, you got a problem with communication. I was
Yeah,
like,
he wanted to make sure I got the message yesterday because he called me. And I said, yeah, Leroy already texted me and told me. So, yeah.
matter of fact, I
know we
text
got-
you first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what about you. But you know what's funny? It's real key that you just said communication. A lot of times people don't realize that bad communication can kill any relationship. You know what I'm saying? Whether you in love or not, you know what I'm saying? You know, you definitely have to have a good string of communication. But man, but as far as love, man, I had to really question myself what love really was because of I was so keen on fooling everybody else, making everybody else think that I'm good. You see what I'm saying? And one thing about black folk, it's easy to fool us. All you gotta do is get a nice car, put on some good clothes, spray some good smell good on, and you fooled. It's easy to fool us. You see what I'm saying? And so what happens is, and have a good job or whatever, and people gonna call you blessed. They're gonna say you this and that and all that. So when we know that, it makes us work on that. You see what I'm saying? More than work on each other. So all I gotta do is make sure that we're going on our trips, how we supposed to do. We post a bunch of pictures. We're doing this and doing this here, and everybody else gonna say that we good. And I grew up in that, man, that I wanted to fool everybody else. But in return, I was hurting myself. You see what I'm saying? And that's,
Even that church, like you have
Yeah.
people, I'm blessed and highly favored.
yeah.
And they got high blood pressure and everything. But you like,
Man, I tell you, man. So yeah, it's just one of them things, man. You live and you learn, and you say to yourself, man, that am I running a marathon or am I running 100-yard dash?
Facades.
And
This
then
is
I think-
facades. That's all.
I think
That's it.
I think for the reality, we got to realize a lot of stuff we was taught wrong.
Yeah, we were.
So we got to reposition and teach and unthink a lot of stuff and teach and then go by that. And then you got to find out generation. Okay, we got to find out even you like beating on women. You got to find out where that come from.
Where the root
okay,
is.
if your daddy did it, okay, did his daddy do it? Did his daddy do it? And then that's a lot of research. That,
Yeah.
I say now that you mentioned that, I think a lot of I'm not privy of knowing my past generations to be able to go back that far. From my understanding, the first time of seeing a man in a relationship was my mom and my dad, and we see what happened with that, right? Dad was on drugs. Dad now has dementia, like extremely bad dementia. It's near the ending. My mom, she had some health issues or whatnot, but then my dad ended up getting remarried, and he remarried a woman who was there taking care of him through his dementia. So he corrected whatever it is that he was doing. Now during this time period, now I'm married, but I don't have a clear-cut way because I'm not there seeing a marriage. It's different when you're able to at least see it, because there's two ways of learning something. You can learn what to do or learn what not to do.
That's right.
And my thing is that I didn't learn any of that. So I go in this one thinking, okay, well, just like what Funny Bone says, man, because my mom says, listen, you need to learn how to cook. You need to know how to make sure you're able to provide. You need to make sure you go to work, because a man who don't work don't eat.
Yeah.
All of these things that I'm told is like all of this, but I never got anything about, okay, well, what happens when I get depressed? What does depression feels like? What happens if I'm not becoming satisfied within the marriage? Am I supposed to just eat that? Or am I supposed to just deal with making sure that she's emotionally okay? Because during the time period that I was in, there were multiple times and that she couldn't tell me that that's what it was, because she couldn't identify it. I've never seen what depression looked like.
Yeah.
So now that I done gone through, when I calculated 6 to 7 out of 23 years, 6 to 7 times that I went through deep depression and didn't know about it, and the only way I knew how to get out of it was to fight.
But
and
guess
you
what
know,
you learned?
hold on, one second.
Go ahead.
maybe your daddy forgot to tell you.
Look, guess what though? This is the thing. let me tell you something that you did learn and you ain't looked at it in a positive way. Because like I told you, everything that we go through, there's a positive and a negative. Every situation, we just have to find out what that positive is. You said that you didn't see it after your dad got remarried. But guess what you did see, and you ain't thought about it. You saw a woman that accepted your dad for who he was and
Right.
the way he was.
Right.
Right.
True.
Even in his situation, she still chose
She
him
chose him.
Right.
She chose him.
to be there with him. So if you didn't learn nothing else, you learned how to see a woman that really and truly chooses you
Yeah.
for who you are.
And man, if I could add to something real quick, man, I remember when I was teaching at First Coast High School, man, and one of my partners, she was teaching English, and she said that one of her best students was also her worst student. I didn't really understand that. I said, what do you mean? She said, it's a great kid, but he have an F in my class, but he's really my best student. I said, I'm lost because of how can he be your best student? He got an F. So the thing of it is so his mom had a parent conference with her, and the mom came right in saying that her son got an F, and so my ex-coworker said, yes, ma'am, and she said, well, he's on punishment. He got an F. He's in trouble. And my ex-coworker said something, man, that always stuck with me. She said that she asked his mom, she said, have you ever asked him why he have an F? She said he has a problem reading. You see what I'm saying? And see, sometimes as being black, we instantly go to discipline instead of finding out why. Yeah, I'm a man. But if I'm doing wrong on something, it's a reason why. You see what I'm saying? And sometimes, we're so used to getting consequences, even if we're in relationships. No, I got you. You mad, but ask me why. You see what I'm saying? Let's talk about it, because maybe there's something that, that I can say, but when I seen that, it showed me as being black, as being a black man, some of us has been in relationships that we was never able to tell the truth.
And a lot
You
of
see what I'm saying? And that's real talk.
a lot of us want to be appreciated, but your character is your integrity. It don't matter like what people say or whatever. I know it get hard, but your character is what you are. That's your character, and that's what you judge by, because that's how people really live. So your character, then I can learn something from your character, but I can't learn something from everybody's character. So I think that's good, especially as black men,
Absolutely.
that we get together and see different angles of the problems we went through and get it solved and talk about it.
And then the reason why I said by also telling the truth, because most people that live off scene, they're not going to be honest and tell you that. They're not going to say, honestly, it's because so-and-so got their retirement and we together. It's not because she did, she that. They ain't going to say that. They're going to, hey, it's because that's my love. No, it's not. Be honest. You know what I'm saying? We ain't going to tell the truth. That's just real talk. We just ain't going to do it. I'm with him because I need some help with my mortgage shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we ain't finna say that, right? We gonna say it was love at first sight, or butterflies was flying all over and all that stuff there, But then when everything's over, that's when they tell you the truth. I been wanting to tell you that joker was this here. He had dirty drawers and all this. Man, listen. The thing of it is that the only way that we can make it is some people got to be honest to help each other out. You know what I'm saying? And that's the real, bro. I say all day long, man, I ain't perfect by no stretch of imagination. But I'm a good man.
Yeah, but
And I leave it there. You see
know
what
what
I'm
I
saying?
stay away from? I stay away from people who say honesty is one of my best policies. No, honesty should be your only policy. I stay away from them people because they just don't get it yet. And I'm not mad at them because they probably don't know.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
we don't know a
absolutely.
lot of stuff. And then you be like, oh.
Yeah,
okay.
because
No, honesty should be your
because
only
mine,
policy.
not saying it's bad or good or indifferent, but I was so much wanting to go against my dad. I wanted to beat my dad so much, and I didn't care about me. You see what I'm saying? And I want to beat my dad on having one woman, the same children, right? I want to beat him in that. But guess what? That's somewhat seen because now I'm trying to go against something. You see what I'm saying? Some of us is going against when we was growing up. Probably 3 of us was in the same bedroom. I'm gonna make sure my kids have their own room. So I mean, I gotta marry somebody to help that happen, right? You see what I'm saying? A lot of us be in competition, and we don't even know it. And that's not chosen. And that's why a lot of times it end up showing up that you did the right thing for the wrong reason. You see what I'm saying?
And so today, one of the messages Bishop has been on distractions lately, and the one here was like financial, right? And I can honestly say, yeah, that was kind of it. When you mentioned about trying to beat something, right? When you
Yeah.
grow up poor, you grow up in the ghetto.
Yep.
I slept in my grandma's bed. My sister slept with my mom on a pull-out couch that turned into a bed. So that's how, you know what I'm saying? That's how you got 4 people living in like a 1-bedroom
How
apartment,
you
right?
know you were poor?
Huh? I'm about to get to that, right? You didn't realize and understand you were poor until you didn't have a place to stay. You know what I'm saying? Kids can be mean, so it'd be like, okay, I might have liked this pair of shoes, but since that's not the shoes that all the kids are wearing, they'll talk about you in these shoes. Now you don't want to wear the shoes no more. That's what happened when I liked Troopers back in the day.
Troops.
Yeah, Troops. Yeah, I used to like
Troopers.
Troopers. Yeah, you know what I mean.
I know
You know
you're
what
a
I'm
state trooper.
saying?
Troops.
Shut up. Yeah. But I used to like those. But then I wore them to school one day, and them kids ragged on me in my middle school. I was like, yeah, I'm not wearing these back again. You know what I'm saying? So it comes to the conclusion. I come to the conclusion that when you had mentioned about people being seen, mine was, listen, we've been evicted. We've not had food to eat. My aunt had to bring food over to us when we didn't have anything. Christmas time and stuff come over. We didn't have gifts or anything. Not saying that was something that we was looking forward to. My sister was still young, so she really wasn't fully understanding that. So, okay, well, why ain't quote unquote Santa Claus coming to us? I was like, because Santa Claus is mama, and mama ain't got it. You know what I mean? And your cousin, they want to help. You know, so they bring over a bag of stuff just because it would appease us. But the stuff you bring over is office equipment. You know what I'm saying? Office. I'm serious, man.
It help you not.
Y'all
It
think
help you not.
No. I mean, I didn't. Listen. What was it? You make the best of what it is, right?
Right.
So the office stuff they bring over was like some rubber bands, a calculator, staples, and all of this stuff. Yeah. What you call the things that you can put together? It's fastening things.
Legos?
No, it wasn't no Legos. You
Wasn't
know,
no toys.
The
He
stuff,
trying to tell you no
right? The
toys.
stuff that you hold papers, the paper clips.
Paperclip, bro.
those are
Paperclip.
paperclip.
We did all that.
Yo, so all I'm saying is that I once I made that decision after we had got evicted, I saw all our stuff on the corner and anything like that. I said, first opportunity come, I'm gone. And I said, when I get ready to have my family or whatnot, at the end of the day, we're not gonna ever be homeless. I was like, we might be in something, but the one thing we ain't gonna be is without a house.
But and that's the thing. I understand what you're saying, but God might have something different. He might want you to be homeless to understand stuff. Then you become a better manager at when you get a house or whatever. Because you got some people with houses, they don't take care of their house.
See,
You
I
got
got-
some people at places that see a piece of paper on the floor, they won't pick it up. Hey, janitor, hey, you'll come get this paper, and all they gotta do is just pick it up.
Yo, the one thing that I've learned, and I was telling the young lady who I'm talking to now, I was like, you kind of met me at the right time. You know what I mean? Because the person I had to become, just like you were saying, God had to put you through some stuff. I had to go through that to become who I am now. So now when you listen to me speak or you listen to me talk to anybody, I'm very slow to speak, but I'm very quick to listen. You know what I'm saying? Unless we're really cool. Me and Chip, we cuss each other out on a regular. You know what I mean? But I love him to life. You know what I mean? But when it comes down to it, it's like I'm not quick to automatically talk just to fill air. You know?
Yeah.
And I'm very compassionate with the words that I say now. I don't want to go out and just specifically offend you Matter of fact, I don't even give people my opinion.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
unless-
And hey, if you,
Shut up.
hey, if you ever, hey, have you ever, you guys seen Acrimony before, right? Acrimony.
That's the
Yeah,
Taraji
Tyler Perry
P.
movie.
Yeah.
yeah.
That movie was interesting to me because
did.
here's why I say it. Because if you put the first wife to be the last wife, and the last wife to be the first wife, it'd been the same results. You see what I'm saying? And sometimes what happened inside life is that sometimes we look at the person that came after is the better. The person that came after didn't have to go through what the first one went through. You see what I'm saying? Because we learn. You see what I'm saying? As we go, we learn. Wasn't that like the second wife, yeah, we gonna clap the whole nine, but it would have been the same results for her too if she was the first one. You see what I'm saying? Us as men sometimes, we just take, it's a lot inside of us that have to grow up. You see what I'm saying? And that's just real. And I apologize to the women, the whole 9 yards, but I told my son, he was going to get married, and I told his soon-to-be wife, I said, I pray for you. She said, why? I said, because you may be grooming him for somebody else, because he's childish. What do you mean? I said, he's childish. You see what I'm saying? And you're going to have to be willing to help raise him. You see what I'm saying? And that's the thing. You're going to have to be willing to help raise us, bro. You see what I'm saying? For real. Surely, say you and your first wife been through some stuff, but there was some stuff that she helped raise you. You see what I'm saying? Some stuff, you know what I mean? And that's the thing, what it is with us, that our early part of life, man, and some of us still kids in our 50s. You see what I'm saying? That we just need somebody to help raise us, somebody to understand us, somebody to help us get through. You know what I'm saying? And I can honestly say, man, if you help raise us, you got us for life.
Well, that comes from accepting us for who we are.
That's right.
That's
That's
like
it. That's it. And keep your couple.
if they accept you for who you are, one thing, they won't try to change you.
You ain't lying. Then on top of that, let me add Noah into it. Noah, when he built the ark, guess what? He got pissy drunk and got butt naked. But guess what? His love of his son, he covered him, right? He covered him. He covered him so nobody sinned, which means that that's not his first rodeo seeing his daddy drunk.
Right.
But he covered him. One thing about a man, bro, that when we got somebody to keep us covered, that person gonna be locked in with us, bro. And and I'll tell any woman, once you uncover a man, you lost him. You lost him, because we gonna make moves, decisions that we should be uncovered. But when you got somebody that really cover you, that show you what love really is. Because it say love covers fault. Anything can cover something good. But when you got real love, it covers fault. And I always say, you can always tell when two people weren't in love, because they talk bad about each other. That's real, because if you really love or had love for, I'm going to cover you. Ain't got nothing to say. Hey, what happened? Irreconcilable differences. What happened? The paper say irreconcilable differences. I'm saying that because I had love for you. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not going to expose you. I'm going to let you know that I love you just that much, that even if we're not together, you still covered.
Okay, you better than me. Listen. I'm just. That's my.
I mean,
truth.
I understand what you're saying. That's being honest.
But the thing was.
But you could be talking.
No, but here's the thing. No, here's the thing. Here's.
It's like you let him finish everything.
You better than me. You better than me, bro.
Yeah. No, but what I'm saying is that
That's
in the beginning, it was like that. Like, okay, you go through the separate. I didn't say nothing.
No, you're right, because when you did a show together, bro, I ain't even know.
No, I did not. Because I was like, no, listen.
It wasn't until later. It wasn't until later. You're right. You didn't say nothing.
I didn't say anything.
Well, that's love.
And listen, but I can tell when it for me
when it changed.
when love what love really got to do with it. I felt. I'm being real honest with you. At that point, it was like, yo, listen, and this is just me being who I am. I don't want to be too transparent, but it was more or less. It was like, all right, whatever. Okay, all bets are off. And that's just me. I'm like, listen, if I was telling my daughter, I was like, no, there is, even when you get married, it's good. But even when you're breaking up, there's a right way to do that as well. You're not going to get over the pain and the hurt, but there's a respectful way to do that as well. And if you, like, I was like her and her current boyfriend, I was like, listen, I'm just going to give you some advice because you're my daughter. Make sure that you have all of your ducks in a row. So that way you can take care of things on your own. If something happened between you and your boyfriend, you still got things taken care of. You know what I mean? She was like, well, I don't believe it. I was like, it's not about whether or not you believe. It's all about insurance.
Right.
You know what I mean? A lot of people say that they're going to be in it forever, but forever don't last always. You know what I mean? Something going to end one way or the other. You're either going to die, they're going to leave, or something like that.
You know why they say that? Because when they get married, they marry out of love. And you shouldn't marry out of love.
I agree with that. Love, I mean, well,
You should marry off what now?
no,
You
don't
shouldn't
marry
marry out of love.
off of the
Marriage-
feeling.
Love don't keep a marriage.
Well, love is an action word.
It
so if you are equating love with serving your spouse, then you could get married off of that definition of love. But when you have now, love is more of a feeling. This is what I feel like I love him today. I feel like he's going to make me happy. It's my job to make you happy. But then when I can't make you happy, now you're not happy and you don't want to be in the situation no more because you feel like you, quote unquote, fell out of love. But that's the problem. It's about, what is it now? I say if you're going to get married, you don't get married for love, you get married for covenant.
You don't
That's
get
it.
married for love. Love, I don't care what anybody say, love do not keep a marriage. And that's what we was taught. Oh, well, love keep a marriage. That's why you got people around here, oh, happy wife, happy life. Nah. That's when you lose yourself. Because you try that and then it don't work. Now what?
What do you realize? You realize early on that our definition of what marriage should be was all discombobulated anyway. The real true meaning of marriage was really to bring two families together who had wealth to make one.
Nope.
You know, yeah.
You don't bring marriage. Marriage is not about bringing two families together. Marriage is about you starting your own family.
Etymology of marriage is
Well,
what?
well, and that's, that has truth to it. And here's what I say to it. I put 87 gas inside my truck. I love 87. I put
87?
Kool-Aid. I drove with my mama car one day and she said, hey, don't you put that 87 inside my car. She said, put 93 in it because my car run good on 93. I said, okay. One day I drove my brother's car. I said, bro, before I drive your car, what you want me to put in there? He said, man, you can use 89. I'm good. Cool. 3 different grades of gas, right? I believe what I see in marriages is that sometimes you have people that takes 93, they put 87 inside of it. You see what I'm saying? The thing of it is that wherever gas works for you, you see what I'm saying? I think that's the gas you should use. I think what mess a lot of people up, because sometimes we'll look at different things and sometimes we don't get the people who know me. I listen to a lot of people, but before I listen to you, I got to see you. You see what I'm saying? Because I got to see your flaws, because, bruh, hey, trust me. You know what I'm saying? If you married for a while, you done went through it, done through stuff the whole 9. So you know, you can't doctor feel me. It ain't gonna work with me. You see what I'm saying? I got to be able to see. On top of that, I need to see what gas you put in, how it works. Okay, cool, got you. And what I'm learning is that everybody have different gas, man. My uncle, Uncle Lonnie. Uncle Lonnie, cool dude. I respect him a lot. Cool guy. But his thing, guess what? He be in one area in the house, wife be in a whole other area of the house. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? That's what gas they use. I mean, I don't agree with that. You see what I'm saying? But it works for them. And you know what I'm learning is that you gotta find something that works for you. If you a talker, You find you somebody that talk just as much as you talk. You know what I'm saying? And you keep it going. You know, I just think that, man, you have to find that right gas to keep you running, and keep it like that, man.
Compatibility. Is
That's
the biggest
it.
Thing.
That's the main thing, bro.
But then one thing Chip said is the whole process of loving yourself fully, right? There are certain things about myself that I don't like physically, right? As much as I work out, as much as I try to lose weight
There you go.
or whatnot.
Tell me what
So,
you're gonna do.
listen, so all of that, and it's still not going to change what I need. I got to go through drastic measures to get what I need done. So I'm going to get a surgery done. I got my tattoo already that's going to cover the scars and all of that.
When?
Well,
When?
this is going to be at the end of the year.
Really?
Yeah, at the end of the year.
He's getting a BBL.
What you getting done?
A BBL.
What's the name of it?
What's the name of it?
It's not a listen.
What's the name of it? Everybody
I don't
looking
wanna-
like, oh Lord.
I don't want to. It's not a BBL. It's
What's the name of it?
it's a gynecomastia surgery.
Gyno. What's the name of it?
Gyno. Yeah, because I had
Man boobs.
hormonal issues.
Oh.
So yeah, I'm getting my chest reconstructed.
Are you
Yeah,
serious?
yeah. But that's for me though,
That's
because even when I
both
joined,
those things.
even when I joined the Marine Corps, that was one of the reasons why I joined the Corps, was because the doctor was like, Leroy, you have fatty male breast tissue. So he was like, all you need to do is exercise. He said, but you joining the Corps, you're going to get a lot of that. And I was like, man, you done lost your mind. So I go in there and I do all of that, and then I get in a fight with a DI because the DI talking about it. I done dropped. I'm 168 pounds.
Really?
And I still had them. Yeah. So the exercise wasn't a thing. It was a hormonal issue. So when I realized, okay, now I want to get the surgery done, I never had the money to get the surgery because I'm trying to take care of my family. Oh, we love you like you are. But see, I didn't love myself.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm glad you like me, but I'm like, okay, well, I'm not liking what I see. But I want to be able to go ahead and take care of what I need to take care of. But our problem is that I never had the money because I'm too busy taking care of the family. You know what I'm saying? Because they come first.
I don't
So-
want you to get a BBL.
I'm not going to get a BB. Listen, don't make me cuss, bro. Don't make me slip up on
Yeah,
this.
it's just a chest area,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
I think
because-
sometimes we have to be okay with loving ourselves.
You get one
It's
too?
not. It's not.
I don't think Ernest going to get a BBL.
Man, listen, I've been small for so long, man. I'm happy to gain more weight,
Man,
man.
you lucky, man. We wish
Man,
you had- I know
You
Chip-
just have to be. We just have to, like Chip say, we gotta love ourselves first. That's the biggest thing. I mean, and until you love yourself, you can't really love someone else. That's just the way it is. I mean, we try, we put on facades, we
Yeah.
pretend that we got everything all together, and especially the church people, they are the biggest ones to tell you they got it all together, but. You ain't, if you're that fly on the wall inside the house, you'll be amazed at what you see.
And here's I know it's 3:00. We'll close the shot in a little bit, but I think I'm gonna be a little transparent here, right? Because when you mention about loving yourself, when you are in a relationship, you find out about what another person's traumas really are, and if I'm only 80% of what you need, that other 20% that you need to work on, you need to work on that with you. I know throughout the course of the past relationship, I said some things that was on a previous podcast about, what I'm saying, what I've never been with or rating a person. You know what I mean? So given the circumstances now, looking back on it, realizing that she had a trauma based off of how she looked because she was always told one thing. Regardless of how much I probably would have told her how beautiful I thought she was, it never was going to equate to anything. Because of the fact that me mentioning this thing here automatically hit something in her. Me,
Or the BBL.
no. What was it? I said on the previous podcast.
No, I'm saying
10
with
scale.
yourself.
No, I'm not getting a BBL, dog.
he's still to be.
It's the 10 scale, Leroy.
Right.
Never
I
seen the
don't know how
10.
to pronounce what you just
No,
said.
no,
so
bro, no. What
I
I'm
just
saying
said
is
BBL.
What I'm saying is that I said on the previous podcast that I've never been with a 10 before. That's what I said. But at the end of the day, no one
It's gonna be
is
a 10.
a 10.
No one is a 10.
But
I'm a 10.
okay.
Yeah, 10 times what?
Yeah, 10 times.
It don't matter what you got a 10.
His shirt say he 12
Yeah,
though.
funny bone next to you, you a 10. You know what I mean? Nah, it's 100 right here. It's 100.
Yeah, it's actually a 01.
Yeah.
It's 100.
But no, yeah, 100 too.
Well, it's
Yeah.
200.
I don't know. We don't
Here
know.
we go. Here we go.
No,
Crazy,
it's 1,000.
man.
But no, what I'm saying is that what I'm saying is that if roles were reversed, and I never dealt because I use comedy to deal with my insecurities.
Exactly.
So I was on stage talking about me having male breast tissue. You know what I'm saying?
It's like
Joking
that
about
milk. Remember that
No.
milk in school with
Moobs.
the silicone milk thing? That's what you got. Now you're gonna get a BBL though.
Moobs.
A male BBL. I don't know the name.
Go ahead, Brian, man. What you say, Lee?
Go ahead, I'm listening.
Hey, listen, y'all. I want to thank all of y'all.
Will you be able to do the Hulk Hogan?
No, but what I'm saying is that if I would have never went on stage and was comfortable about talking about it, now I still have my insecurities about walking out without a shirt on. You know what I mean? Those things right there. I still got those insecurities, but I can go out on stage and joke about it, talk about it, and everything like that because that's a portion of my insecurities that I've dealt with. When I started looking back at certain things, going through therapy, and I started realizing, she really never dealt with that insecurity of hers because if that was the case, me saying that that I've never been with that, it wouldn't have mattered to her because all of these things that I've done for you, I've showed you this is the type of man I am. Now, and I go back and explain it to you. She said, well, you left it out there too long. And I was like, well, I didn't think. I think my actions would speak louder. The things that I've done for you show you the man that I am. But what's that one thing the like you like to say it? One
BBL?
act of
What's
what is
that?
it? One act of anger or one temporary
Yeah.
action. I don't know
told-
it. That's your
told-
phrase.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I mean,
one temporary action makes a permanent action of a temporary.
A temporary situation
Yeah.
can cause you to make a permanent action, and that can just affect the whole life.
Right. Yeah.
So you can't just base it off of something because if it's a temporary problem
Mm-hmm.
and you do something that's permanent, that's gonna affect everybody.
Mm-hmm. But see, if you never,
So if you get a BBL,
now, I'm not getting a BBL. If you mention BBL again, I swear to
Okay.
goodness, I'm gonna hit you with this microphone.
That's
No, but all I'm saying is that
Anger management.
things need to resolve within ourselves, even as men.
Right. Most definitely.
Before we start to go out or try to meet somebody or hang. Like me, I dealt with this. I've been going through therapy since the middle of 2024. You know what I mean? So and I didn't. It was almost a year and a half. I wouldn't date nobody. I wouldn't talk to nobody. For that period of time, I was actually still married but separated. So I refuse because I'm abiding by my covenant. I'm thinking something will, even if it was to have came back, but that ain't ever happening. But what I'm saying is that I followed what God told me to do, and all the way up until the end once the paperwork was signed. Once she decided that she wanted to step out, there is no more covering there for you from my part. So when you mentioned that there's love there, no, I had covering for you up until then.
I got you.
And then once that covering, once you decided, once I found out information and you decided to do what you want to do,
Absolutely.
the covering is gone. You can't
Covenant
expect
is broken.
Right, the covenant is broken. The covering is gone. You can't expect for me to do what I was doing after the fact. And unfortunately, that's how
you
I
got to
see
grow.
it.
Yeah, it got to grow on you. But I agree with what Funny Bone do say. Like, no, I don't got to bash you. I don't got to say nothing about you. I don't have to give you no attention, but I'm gonna cover you. But that's what they say.
Oh no,
Both
both of y'all better. Than me. Both of y'all better than me. I'm just being real honest because I say there's a right way and they say there's a right way and a wrong way to love somebody, right? There's a right way and a wrong way to do certain.
Now, to add to that, what I will say is this right here, that I think it hurt a person more if you become tall without them instead of being taller by stepping on top of them. And that's what my mental at, that I don't want to step on nobody to be tall. I'm going to be tall without stepping on you. You see what I'm saying? See, some people have to get tall by stepping on you. I ain't gonna have to step on you. I'm gonna just be right here on foundation, and I believe that I'm gonna be just as taller. And believe it or not, sometimes when people get us to turn a certain kind of way, they ain't nothing but a trick of the enemy too. You know what I'm saying? To try to knock us off our ground. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, man, you know, when people do that, it's like this here. Okay, you can step on me all you want to. And a lot of times, you know, I know, I remember my mom and dad got a divorce, and she always talked bad about my dad. Always saying he was this and that, this and that, this and that about my dad. And he never said anything bad about her. And he was steady getting this business, this business, this business. And so when I found out some bad stuff about my mama, I called my dad and asked him, I said, hey, why you ain't tell me mama had a gambling problem? He was like, you just found out, didn't you? He said, it wasn't on me to tell you. You see what I'm saying? Now, she told you everything about me, but I was going to let you find out everything about her. You know, and it showed me something. There's something about all of us. You see what I'm saying? But the crazy part about mama and daddy's on was when she was talking about daddy, she sounded like a disgruntled employee. When it came out about her gambling problem, everybody was talking about it. You see what I'm saying? And it hit her worse than it hit my daddy. You see what I'm saying? And sometimes the favorite saying at the movies, it says silence is golden. Sometimes you can use silence as violence. You can really beat somebody down by being, you can really beat somebody down by just being quiet. You can hurt somebody.
But see, the given the circumstances, I think your analogy that you use in reference to that is with Nana. You know what I mean? With my daughter. Because, listen, I wasn't saying anything. I wasn't. I like, and honestly, that was the first time, like when you, me, and Nate was on the podcast.
Yeah.
That was the very first time, and it went left fast. It went left
think it
sideways.
was.
You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's like, okay, well, I didn't say anything. I didn't say absolutely nothing, and then me and Nana just started building on the relationship. I told her, I was like, listen, I'm just hurt. That's it.
I think my mama.
Thank you for cutting me off. I appreciate it.
I thought you were finished.
No, you didn't hear me say.
No, I thought my mama showed us. She didn't talk about my dad like I grew up like hating my daddy, right? She never talked about him. She just let us see.
She said, you'll see for yourself,
You'll
and
see
in
for
the long
yourself.
run, you will. And that's the thing it is.
And I think that's why I'm so able to
That's
be
good.
like, I'm good. Like I can go around you and be like, hey, Dad, like nothing never happened. And I think part of that, I know part of that is, oh yeah, your mama showed you unconditional love.
Yeah, but see, that's one thing that's the only person that your parents really is going to show you that unconditional love. Everything else is conditional. Everything is built
My
on
grandma
conditional.
showed me unconditional.
Well, your grandmother's still somebody who wants you to be better than she was. Anybody who wants you to be better than better than they are, will always show you unconditional love. That's just the way I see it.
Anybody don't dream kill what you want to be when you grow up. That person, okay, what you got to do it. What you got to do, what you need to do. This and they can tell you and they can guide you, so you can be whatever you say you want to be when you grow up.
No. So all I know is that the silent part, I did very well. I've done that very well.
You say the
That
salad part?
Silent. I did that very well from from 2023 to that particular podcast. I did everything. I was quiet.
And then on top of that too, and let me add this to even in relationships, even in my far past or whatnot. Sometimes we can divorce a person, we can leave a person, we can leave a church or whatever situation that we're in. You know, we can leave all these things and still keep that spirit. When you divorce the person, you got to divorce that spirit too. Because when you with a person for a long time, this spirit is inside of you. You see what I'm saying? So you got to cut that off too. Just signing paperwork saying it's over, It ain't over. That's the first part. The second part is
You're speaking in reference to the soul tie.
yeah,
Right,
you see what I'm
soul
saying?
tie.
And
Yeah.
so now, you see what I'm saying? Because the crazy part about it, because when I had issues with my dad, I was like, man, I'm done with him. Okay, but at the same time, guess what? I'm acting just like him. You see what I'm saying? I'm carrying what I had, the beef I had with him. I'm carrying that spirit with me. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So sometimes, yeah, you got to lead the person, but you also got to cut that spirit off of that person too. You know what I'm saying? And that's real. And that's and it's real because you will start acting just like that person after a while. You know what I'm saying? For real. And you know, I used to watch Lifetime channel a lot. And man, one thing I can tell you. When you first meet somebody, man, they always acting nice. Then about the second or third scene, they signs start coming up and all that, and this, that, and other, and they acting like the person that they was really talking bad about that they was with, and you like, dang, you acting just like Trevor. You know what I'm saying? So,
Trevor, out of all the names, Trevor.
you know what I'm saying? Acting just like him. You know what I'm saying? So at the same time, man, you know, we also got to release, you know, the spirits too as well. You know what I'm saying? Because if not, you know, you're gonna take that with you. You definitely, and the reason why I know, man, if you round a person long enough, you can start talking just like them and you don't even know it. You can start using words they use and you won't even know it. You see what I'm saying? Because you round them just that long, you just catch it. You see what I'm saying? Prime example, you know, they knew Peter was saved because of how he sound.
Right.
He sounds just like Jesus. You see what I'm saying? So they knew he was lying. So sometimes you could be around a person just so long that you sound like him. You using words like, hey, you sound just like so and so. What we talking about?
That's the whole thing of the kingdom, the culture of people. Like, you could tell, oh shoot, he talk just like such and such. He positive.
All right.
But when you grow up around negative, that's what you're gonna talk like.
And then that's when you mentioned in reference to a person's character. I know we was talking about a certain female comedian, and other comedians came up there specifically to watch her fail. Specifically to watch her fail.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Sad.
But the type of character that I know that I have, and both Chip and I, we kind of similar to that. We're not looking to beat nobody down or anything. We always there to we're gonna joke with you and everything like that. But we're always there to provide encouragement. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, listen, no, you got this. Go out. You might be nervous, but it's good to be nervous. Go out there and do what you got to do. If they come back and ask me how I think you did, I was like, there's some things that you can work on, but it's never in a way where you was horrible. Don't do that. No, it's like, no, there's some things you can work on, but I commend you for getting on stage because a lot of people can't do that. Just go ahead and there's some things we need to work on. Here's my number. We can kind of shoot some jokes. Me and Chip can run some stuff past you or whatever. We always looking to encourage people to do that, but all of them other ones came out there specifically. Yeah, she ain't funny. We want to see.
And they came out there. But this the funny part. They don't say it to her face. They'll go tell her she did a good job.
That's what they all do.
Yeah.
That's what they all do.
So, but other than that, man, you know, conversations between the fellas is always good. You know, and closing, I just want to say, loving someone goes beyond just words. You have to be able to show the actions behind that and be able to make those changes that needs to be for those who you say you love. Now, at some point, like Chip said, love is not going to get the job done. You know what I'm saying? There has to be some type of commitment. Love is an action word, some type of consistency in the things that you do. Me personally, I know what I'm consistent in. I know what I've been inconsistent in, and I've worked in those things to make those inconsistencies more consistent. All right. There's a lot of consistency in what I just said. But nonetheless, I appreciate all of you all for coming through. You know what I mean? So I'm going to give y'all the last words before I really close it out. Ed, is there anything you want to say?
No, sir.
All right, then. See you later, High Yellow. Ernest, no, because Ed put some stuff in. He been in the chat talking mess in the chat the whole time. So, yeah, man, anyone watching this getting Kung Lao vibes from Leroy Hat? Yeah, people don't even know Mortal Kombat. You High Yellow. Yeah. What about you, brother Ernest? What you got going on?
I think we just have to remember that we got to love ourselves first.
Facts.
And love is truly it's got to be unconditional, meaning that there's no judgment from nobody. They accept you for who you are, and they support you.
All right. What about you, Bone?
Oh man, same man. Just love yourself. Know the difference between being seen and being chosen. And also, man, want to give a shout out to you, man. We're gonna be performing with you here the next couple of weeks, man.
Yes.
So we looking forward to that, bro. Seriously, it's real good to be a part of it. Also, I want to tell everybody else, man, the best time to support somebody is when you're not on the program. So show love, man. We all show love, man. But want to tell you, man, because I think this is your first big one, right?
No,
second big one.
Second
Okay,
one, yeah.
okay. So yeah, man. So we looking forward to it, man. We gonna rock the house for you, man. We gonna pipe that thing out and all that. It's gonna be nice, man.
I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What about you, Chip? You still breathing?
Yeah, I'm still breathing. I'm still there. But well, first of all, I want to tell you.
Don't start.
No.
Don't start,
no.
bro. Don't start.
No, you don't even know.
No, you about to say something.
No, you
say
know
either
you
he
look good. I be playing and all that there, but bro, you losing weight.
Yeah.
You dressing
He clean.
different now. You dressing clean.
Yeah, he got some cologne going too. I came in and smelled
Yeah,
something
he
too.
got-
I
he
came
got
in
a
and smelled
cologne.
something too. I
But-
came in and smelled something. I'm like,
Yeah, because I want to congratulate you on being getting your new position. And I know with the insects, the green insects.
boy.
I see.
Yeah, man,
It's
this
always
one
something.
grasshoppers.
It's always something with him, bro. Okay.
Lucky Charms.
Yo,
They're
listen,
magically delicious.
in closing, I want to thank each and every last one of y'all for tuning into the Anger Management Podcast. Just remember, June 18th, we have the comedy show at the Comedy Zone called Therapy. It's a breakdown of the things that I've been through from the time that, from 2023, the ending of the Anger Management Podcast. The ending of the Anger Management Comedy Show is a direct continuation of that. So, man, just go out there and get the tickets, please. You can go to the Comedy Zone website. Don't go to any other website but the Comedy Zone's website. Don't go to Ticketmaster, none of them other ones, because they're going to hike the ticket prices up to like $80, and all my tickets are only $20, $26 with taxes and fees. So it's very reasonable, and it's going to be a good show. It's going to be my brother Big Chip. The host is going to be Jen Weeks. I got my brother Funny Bone on there. I got Holly Landrum, and I got Wes Johnson on there. There's going to be a poet on there, too, by Cage Bird. He'll be the first one on there. And then, of course, I got my DJ Miss Tan. She's rocking with me all the time. I said I ain't using no other DJ. That's my DJ. Other than that, man, just get the tickets, and I appreciate to see y'all out there. Other than that, make sure that you love on somebody somewhere out there today. Remember, because sometimes you intentionally cause pain. So just go ahead and address that pain and keep life going. All right. Thank each and every last one of you for tuning in, and y'all have a good day.